This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, two people are there and waiting for name. Could you please try to edit your name so that we can recognize? Please try to edit your name so that we can recognize who is connected, if possible. Thank you. Yeah, Raghuvari, please, you can carry on.
Yeah, thanks, Lakshmi. Yeah, hi. Very good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome back. So, yeah, so we were discussing about how do we do different operations on directories, and we talked about how do we deal with file content, right? So with the different commands, and finally we came to VI editor, and we were discussing about how do we add our own content inside VI editor. And yesterday we were seeing the different options in VI editor. So let's continue that particular VI editor part today. So let me start my server. Here it is. We started with VI editor. And in VI editor, so we talked about three modes. Okay, so we are going to have three modes. One is escape mode, and insert mode, and colon mode. Whenever we open any file in VI editor, it is going to take you to the escape mode. From there, you can go to different modes to perform different operations. Okay, VI editor has provided a different option, different VI editor has provided different modes to perform different types of operations, and that's where we're going to start with escape mode. So in escape mode, so what are the things you can take care? So you can search a word just by using forward slash, and you can copy a lines by using YY, and you can paste the lines by using P, and you can cut the lines or delete the lines by using DD. And U option is to undo the changes, like how do we use it in Windows. So these are the options which we have seen in yesterday. Okay, so but it will never show you any information that what you're trying to do. So let's say if you do YY, it will never show that the line has been copied, and or else if you just try to do so DD, it will never show you, okay, well, those lines are being cut, because it will anyhow, so delete those lines, you'll get some you will identify those lines are not available. So with that you will understand, but it will never show the information that how many lines, so this is the content, and never it is not going to show. So you need to understand and visualize it. You have to visualize it. Okay, so that is how it is going to work. All right, so let's open the file, so which we created yesterday, which is sorry, so you'll be logging with a root user directly. So I'm just jumping into another user. Yeah. So here you have a password file. So if I open a password file, and so you can search it by using /, and let's say if I give CentOS, and you can see all the CentOS will be highlighted automatically. Okay, and it is easier for you to search. And whereas if I want to copy a line, so you have to be in escape mode. So let's say I'll take this line, let's say postfix. I want to copy this line YY. So I just pressed YY, and you will never see that there is a line has been copied. But actually it will show you in one of the mode in VI editor. There is also another mode which I'm not talking about. So which is nothing but visualized, visual mode. Okay, visual mode, there is another mode which will try to show you what is happening as well. Okay, with this, but you don't really need to go in here and and visualize and really make it. You can just get it without that information as well. So over a period of time, so what I'm trying to tell you is, over a period of time, so with the practice, you will be able to so get used to these particular options. Okay, so for the beginners, actually you have and yeah, so if on the escape mode, if I type V, okay, so see here, and the escape mode, I'm trying to type V now, it is taking you to the visual mode. So you have visual mode now. Okay, so here, if I try to, if I want to copy this line, so then, second. So let's say if I want to copy this line, if I'm in visual mode, let's say if I just give 2YY, those, okay, so here it has to show that info. Even I'm not at all familiar with this particular mode at all. I never practically tried these options, but you have options here. So 2YY in visual mode, it should show that there are two lines has been added, or else yeah. So you can, I think the 2YY is not the right way. So now let's say if you are in a visual mode, if you want to copy these lines, so in normal notepad, what you do, so you will press shift and you press arrows to select the content, right? So likewise you can select the content. Okay, so this is how you can select. You just understood? So visualize will take you that way. So the highlighted text is actually going in a plain text uh, due to my client. Okay, can you see this? This complete line is copied now. So now you can just give YY. That line will up. Your selected text will be copied. Selected text will be copied. So that is the visual mode. Whenever you are in escape mode, just type so visual mode just by using V. And I okay, I really discourage so going into that mode just only for that particular understand. It just gives you a way of normal editors in your Windows, certain few options actually over the visual mode. Okay, so but technically, so these are the general modes which you have okay, to work on the editor. So escape mode, colon mode, and insert mode. And so if you want to copy a line, so in whichever line, so all you need to understand is the cursor location. So wherever your cursor location in whichever the line, you just give YY, it copies that line, and YY. So 2YY, I'll copy 2 lines. 3YY, I'll copy 3 lines. Like that, so we are going to get multiple lines. We are going to get multiple lines copied. So based on your cursor location, my cursor location is what matters. All right. And yeah, so, and as I already mentioned, one more thing is also possible. You can one more thing is also possible. You can copy this text. So your putty editor, sorry, not putty editor, putty client is also having a copy the text. So if I just copy this one, okay, it automatically copies to my clipboard in my Windows operating system or in my Mac I'm using. it just copied into my clipboard, and wherever I want to paste it, I can go ahead and paste it. Okay, that is also possible. So that is also another easier way. Okay, so that's fine. I'll come to that particular point as well. So how to do that, but these are the options which we have, and P is to paste and NPP. So that means, let's say we want to paste the same thing 10 times, then NPP. So NP. Okay, so that's how we are going to so paste the content, and DD is going to cut and paste or delete it if you don't paste it. And U used to undo if any mistake has been done. If you want to do undo, so just give escape U. So that takes you to undoing the last change which you made. Okay. Yeah, all right. So the next one, which we have some operations on colon mode. So in colon mode, so what are the operations I could perform? So I can search a word again in colon mode. So how to go to colon mode? So you're in escape mode, and just you press colon. Now you're in colon mode. You see this? You on the down, it is showing you that you are in colon mode, right? So you can see that information here. You are in colon mode. So here it is down, it is showing colon. Okay, so here also you can search the same thing. So like however in escape mode you search, let's say if I want to search for something called as halt, you are able to search that. Okay, that is colon mode. And so now let's say if I if I made some modifications. So I haven't made any modifications. Let's say I want to copy this line. So I just YY and just come here and I'm giving paste. So now you want to save this file. So how do you save this file is write W, colon W. Okay, W means write, and write is nothing but save, and colon W is what the option. Colon W is what the option. Just enter. So then it is going to save this file. Like your controllers in a shortcut in your Windows, or you click save button, right, to save it. So here colon W is an option which is available. Okay, and whereas colon Q to come out of the editor after saving changes. Now I save the changes. Now Q enter. I came out of the file. So sometimes do you know that so I make some modifications. Let's say I made some modifications and I don't want to save this modification. So then if I just give colon Q, it will not allow you to come out. So like in your normal editors also, if you try to close a file, so it will ask you whether you want to save it, yes, no, cancel, that options, right? So colon Q also is a kind of same approach. So colon Q is not allowing you to come out. So it is saying that, okay, so there are some changes which you have made after, so, and you have made some changes and those were not saved. So now if I want to forcefully come out, so Q exclamatory, Q exclamatory. So you came out without saving. Okay, so that's how you have that option. And sometimes you want to save the changes and come out immediately. So after making the file changes, so now let's say if I just take some changes, I made it and I want to come out. So colon W key is Q is a shortcut. So write and quit and done. So the file will be saved and you come out. So WQ is a very general option which most of the people uses in via editor to save and quit. Okay, so yeah, these are all the pretty basics. No one will expect you to ask in interviews. Okay, so this is the very basic one which is expected to work. So like however Windows operating, you go for interviews, they might probably not ask you so how to open a Google website, right? So probably that. So because you're dealing with the Windows client operating system, probably so either you work or you don't work, kind of. So the same way here, it's a basic OS knowledge. You don't expect all interview questions around this. Okay, especially on this area. So might be admin some commands, that's okay, but VA editor and all the commands whatever you have seen might not probably. Okay, so that's okay. And the next thing is, the last option in colon mode, which we are going to discuss about, is search and replace. The search and replace is possible in colon mode in the editor. And I want to search for a word, I want to replace with another word. Now let's say I have something called as halt here, which is being highlighted. So now I just want to go to colon mode, %s. So that's the syntax. Word one, search for halt, and replace it with shutdown and slash %s search for halt replace with shutdown /. So this is nothing but this is the word you want to search, and this is what the word you want to replace inside the file. Now you hit enter. So now you see this: a halt became a shutdown, halt became a shutdown, halt became shutdown, halt became shutdown. But there are other halts as well which hasn't been replaced as shutdown. There are other halts which hasn't been replaced as shutdown. I'm pressing undo, so U to undo. So that why is the reason. So why only one halt is taken care, and why not the other halt? So that is the default behavior of your VI editor. So whenever you try to search and replace something, so only the first word will get replaced, and the second words will not get replaced. So that's the default behavior of VI editor. So let's say if I want to take care of completely everything, so then I'm going to give it as G at the ending. So global across the line. So global, any number of shutdowns you find it out, so you replace them. Okay, so you can see this, all halts has been found out to replace it as shutdown. And now the beauty of VI editor comes into picture. Now you don't find out such options. So now let's say I have a situation here, only the second halt has to change to shutdown. In Windows editors, you will face a difficulty in finding such options, but here it is very simple. Let's say if I just give 2 years, no, not at least not 2 years, um, just give 2, I think. Mm, only one line is changing. In the editor it is not possible, it might be. So what I'm thinking is, what my requirement is, only this halt has to change and this halt has to change. Okay, I'm just finding out the option to do that. So definitely it should be having an option. So here in 2G doesn't make sense. 3. So if I give this way, it is in the second line's possibility I'm taking care. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, I will show you with some other command. Okay, at least forget about V editor, the option which I'm talking about. So I said hyphen n hyphen e. So p password. So there is another command which is called as p, which is going to be this way. So now you have halt, and I want to replace it with this one. So then I can just go for search for halt and replace it with shutdown. So this is what I'm talking about. So see this, say the hyphen. So here halt has been replaced to shutdown, but the same situation like your V editor, your second halt and third halt has not been taken care. And in order to take care of everything, so what you can do is you can just go and give a G option. Okay, so now all the options have been changed. But my requirement now is different. So only the second halt should be replaced with shutdown, whereas third one and first one I don't want to worry about. Simple situations, that's all. Okay, so in SCD editor, it is simply possible. just if I just give 2, and you can see this halt is halt, but this halt becomes shut down, and this halt is halt. The same case over here, only the second possibility. So in my SCD editor, SCD is another editor. So if in my SCD editor, if I find that option, so definitely I'll be having that in the editor also, but I'm not sure. Okay, what is option? You can just explore those that one. Okay, but here those are all the options, advanced options, which are available in these editors. Whereas Windows editors will not find out such such particular options. All right, so that's how you have G option. So G means it is global across the line. All the possibilities will get replaced. By default, only the first possibility will get replaced. If I just give so G, it is going to replace um, all the possible locations. Okay, so that's one thing. And there is also another option. So now let's say if I go and give FTP. So FTP you have here, FTP you have here, FTP you have here. Okay, but it is identifying only small FTPs, not capital FTP. Even if you try to search, it is finding out a small FTP only. It is not worrying about capital FTP. Or if I just go and give capital FTP, it is bothering about only those, and it's not bothering about the other two. So now you need to understand the search and replace probably would be case sensitive. So that means what I'm trying to give you. So percentile so search for FTP and replace with something like so uh, SFTP something just so search for FTP and replace it with SFTP and just give G and enter. So only this FTP will become SFTP, but it is not really bothering about these FTPs. Why? Why is basically that. So it is basically so caps and small. So to enable the case insensitivity, so there is one more flag which is available, I flag. So global along with I am giving. Now you hit enter. So now you can see this. So SFTP here. SFTP here. Okay, SFTP here. Okay, so that's how you have search and replace and a few situations. Clear? Any questions? Any questions? Any options in your mind? Thinking about how to do that? Okay, all right. So the next one would be insert mode. It's a very simple mode. In order to add your own content, then you'll be using insert mode. If you have your own content, so far you're dealing with um, the existing content only. If you want to deal with your own content, so then it is going to be insert mode. So how do you enter into insert mode? So in your keyboard you'll find out a insert button. So in your keyboard you'll find out an insert button. So use that to go into insert mode. Or some cases, if the insert button is not available, like I'm using Mac, so I don't have insert button. Okay, so if you don't have such if you don't have such you know uh, so what is that, a keyboard key which is available, so there is alternate option also which is available in escape mode. If you press, so because it's already I have already mentioned, so from escape mode only you can go to insert mode, and from insert mode you can come back to escape mode. So from escape mode you can go to colon mode, and you can come back to escape mode by pressing escape character. So here I already given the keyboard buttons also, like how to do that, right? So now if I want to go to the insert mode, so simply it is going to be insert button or I character. So if I press I character also, it will take me to that, or insert button is what the two options which is available. So insert button, try to use the insert button. If not, if I is a shortcut for you to remember, so you can just use I. Okay. So yeah, now you are in insert mode. It is clearly showing you that you are in insert mode, and let me, okay, so go here, and also I can type my own content. So let's see, I'll just give hello world. This is my own content, and escape. So because if I want to save it, I have to go to the colon mode. So because the escape options are available in colon mode only, I from insert mode I press escape mode, I press escape, it goes to the escape mode, and from there I can enter colon mode. So colon WQ enter. So directly going from insert mode to colon mode or colon mode to insert mode is not possible. So only it has to proxy through escape mode. So these are the three modes which you have available, and these are the general options which we use it in our VI editors of copying the lines and deleting the lines, and so search and replace a particular word generally, save the file, and add your own content. Clear? Okay, all right. So that's all right. So that's about the VA editor. Okay, so which we use very regularly. So you have to practice these options a lot. Practice options a lot actually to gain gain hands-on. All right. So the next commands which we're going to talk about is some utilities. It's all about commands. Now, whenever you log into a new system, or whenever you log into your system and you don't know, let's say you don't know about that particular system, or even if you know, you don't know that so where a particular file is residing inside your system. So I'm looking for a file and I don't know where that particular file is. In Windows also, if you have such situation, so probably you will do some so Control F or Windows F, and you'll start finding, and then you will get those particular file names. So the same way in Linux operating system in Red Hat. So if you want to find out the list of a file, if a list of files or a file, so then we can go for okay, find command. So find command is going to find out the file is available or not. A file is really available or not on the system, it is going to find it out. Okay, and fetch the information that the file exists, wherever the file matched pattern, wherever it is identified, it is going to bring up the particular file. So for an example, if I want to find out a files in the name of password, so let's say find where I want to find out. So if I give slash complete system, because you know that your system starts with root directory, which is slash, and that's where you're searching everywhere. You're searching everywhere in the system. So slash, find slash, and hyphen name of the file. Name of the file is password, and enter. So now you can see this. You're getting all the entries with the file name is file name or directory doesn't matter. So you are getting the files. Okay, so that's how you can find out these files inside your operating system. But you have a lot of options. You have a lot of options in find command. The other PDF I was showing you, in the same URL is having a lot of options explained. Okay, you can go with those particular options as well. Okay, so but as of now, so simply these this particular one. Now let's say let's forget about password. Let me take another one, which is the file name I'm looking for is so let's say, and I'm looking for a file name called as um, anything I can bring it in particular. So let's say I mean okay, so here yeah, so if I just looking for a file name demo, or let's say I'm looking for a password file name, and so could be the password file name need not to be the exact file name. If I have the password is only a some part of file name, so before or after, so there could be something else also. I am looking for such files. So a password can be a part of other file names as well. Let's say password.txt, password dot so password dot notepad, password dot or something. So some dot txt, password dot zip file. So like this, I'm looking for some other file names with some other extensions, or this password can be a combination to another can be a combination to other file names. I'm thinking about all the file names. Then how do I get that? Okay, so it is just going to be password. Then you have to use some regular expression, so which is going to be so that's going to be in star double quotes. So actually I'm going to give star to match it. Star means anything starting with the password and could be anything else. So now you see this, how many files you're getting. You're getting so many files here. So because I enabled star, so here password.aug, password.mo, okay, password.mo is available in so many locations, and password1.gz, password.vim, like this, like this, so many, so locations you are getting. Now sometimes the password file can also be some capital characters also, right? So the same thing. So in a VI editor, you try to search for something, you're getting a lowercase possibilities, or whatever the one you are giving, you'll get only that. And whereas if you want to get it with the case insensitivity, so it's not name, it's going to be I name. Okay, so then if you have something caps also, you will get it, but we don't have any, by the way. We don't have any, by the way. Okay, so simply I just want to get this way. So find slash hyphen iname, and I'll just go and give start.conf. Any file names which is ending with .conf, I want to print it from the system. Okay, so here I have all these files which is starting with conf. So I don't want to go for all the location of slash. I will just go for slash etc to minimize the results, to demonstrate it. So you can see this, I'm getting all the files inside etc. These are all files which are available under etc. Now, out of this, see, out of curiosity, see, I am not looking for a file actually. I'm looking for a directory. Think about a situation. So you're getting everything. So I'm looking for a directory. So then I can just go and give hyphen type D. So like this, see, all your criterias are possible. All your criterias are possible um, in uh, in find command. You can always use them. Now I'm looking for a directory. If any directory is having in the name of etc, so in etc directory, so having so .conf, then you'll get it. So let's say if I just give mkdir slash etc sample.conf, you are creating it. The system doesn't have it, but you are creating it. It, you will get only one directory, which is sample.conf. There is only one directory which is available in the system, which is ending with .conf, and it's a directory. Okay, so that's how you are going to you're going to find out your files inside your system. Okay, all you need to have is what is your criteria to search. Here my criteria is the file name I'm giving, and I'm searching. Okay, so That's how you can. That's how you can take care. Clear? Any questions? Any questions?
Hi Raghu, Hari Krishna on this side.
Yeah, Hari.
Can you suggest some tips on how to handle the log files? In log files, we see long lines. How to set the numbers for those logs? How we can handle better?
I'm getting
API,
some noise
especially.
from your side. Your mic, Hari.
Uh,
Your voice is
Hari,
not clear.
Raghu, I just wanted to know how to handle the log files. Like in log files, we see long lines. Uh, just use setting the numbers right for each line. I do remember some tips. Can you share some tips on that?
So your question is how to deal with the log files and how to search in the log files is what your question is?
Yeah, especially for the long lines in the log file.
Uh-huh.
Hi Raghu,
So
actually the question is how to show the line numbers. You can use SE-NU or set number,
That
because
number,
if you
like
have a long, yeah, SE-space NU escape mode you can put, so you will get the line numbers. So you can check which line you
okay.
are in. I think
Uh, uh,
that is the question he's asking.
let let me understand his question. So let me give my understanding. So if you have a very long file, so and your question is so how to deal with that particular file, like so finding some content is what you're expecting, Hari, or something else?
uh, yes, dealing with the long lines, Raghu, in that file particularly, giving the line numbers or any additional tips while we work on the log files.
In VI editor or in general?
VI editor especially.
Okay. So usually I don't prefer prefer anyone to use VI editor for opening the log files because it takes a lot of time to load, and even it is difficult to deal with that kind of approach. So what is a friend over here that for you is a grep command. So yesterday we talked about grep command. So now let's say if I just go for the command called as word count, if I just go for so how many number of lines are there? Um, I think this way. Let me come to the other command. So cat command I'm talking about. So cat -n, I have a password file. It is showing with the line numbers. So this way you can search it. Or if you want to deal with the line numbers and in which line, and I don't think so. So a log which is coming in which line number doesn't really matter. Okay, I don't think so. It is really definitely a use case. I don't see 99.9% a use case. So having a line number in the log file, it doesn't really matter for you. But if you really want to know how many number of lines are there in a file, in a shortcut, so you have a WC command, and if you give any file name, it gives you the first one, how many number of lines, and how many number of words, and how many number of characters is what you're going to get. So let's say if I want to be very particular about line numbers only, W count -L is a shortcut which you're going to get. Okay, now I have a var var log messages. So this is the default, so system log file. And if you give this, so you're finding out 1638 line numbers. But I don't really worry about how many number of lines are there. If you want, and you can get the count over here. That's all. But opening in a VA editor by seeing them in a linely manner, I don't think so. But usually what you do require in the log files, you need to find out some information in the log file. And a friend for you over here there is a grep command. So grep command, I'm giving error in, let's say, /var log messages. So I don't have anything. So now let's say if I just want some info. So I just give info, and you're getting all the lines with the having a word called as info. And from this, you can narrow your search by giving a particular word, whatever you're looking for. Now, let's say I'm giving like uh, only words called as network manager. So I can just go and give, again on top of that, you can just go and search for network manager. Like this, you can narrow your search and you can see that. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So the next thing, any other questions from anyone else?
Hey, Raghu.
Yeah.
How do you find the end of the line, like a terminator, right? Line terminator, end of the line.
Uh-huh.
How can I?
Yeah.
How can
Yeah, line terminator, it's default. You don't need to find it out. But basically, if you want to see that information, you can find out with cat command. So cat-a, and capital A option. And if you give any file name, so you can see end of the file terminator is dollar, dollar. So this is standard one. If you go
no?
for lines.
The requirement is like, if end of the line, do we have a space or not? Is the question. I need to find out.
End of the
End of the line, if there is a space, okay, there's just a space or not? Is that what I need to find out?
still the same answer. The answer remains same. So let's say if you open the file password file, so let's say to the world, if I give multiple spaces, so see here, I intentionally giving the space and save and quit and just give cat-a. So now, as there are spaces, you can see this dollar is coming here. So showing this is the spaces you can.
That is if the file is too large, right? Just I want to find the line. Just we have to find the lines which has got a space at the end of the line. Yeah. So is there a way that I can do with the graph? Do you think you can do with the graph like that?
You can do that as well. Okay, so with the grep command, it is available. So grep, so the same options, whatever you're searching for. So searching for what you're searching for is space, and after the space, the line should end, and you just go for password file. You get only one line.
Okay. Okay. So the dollar is indicating this end of the line. Is it?
Yeah,
If it is the beginning of the line, it's
cap symbol. So let's say if I want to find out with the starting of the line, if it is having some spaces, so probably you can search with this one, let's say. So I have some spaces, so it's going to be caret symbol, cap, and space, and enter. So you'll get this line.
thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Veera. Yeah.
How to find out the how many folders is available?
How to find out how many folders are available?
Directories. How many directories are available?
How many directories are available with some keyword or general. I mean, it doesn't matter about whether whatever the directory name you want to get it, or with the directory name or particular directory name.
Okay.
No, that's a reverse question to you. So whether you want me to find out the number of directories are there, we'll find it out. But while finding out, the criteria is any directory name you want, doesn't matter, you want to print it out, or you want to print only the directories with this particular word. Actually, what you want to search, anything or something.
Okay. Okay.
No, I haven't answered your question. I'm asking you, you put me a question, I'm trying to sort out the question. I'm trying to take the question properly. You want to find out everything or something?
Everything.
everything. Okay, so let's say in a folder, in a directory, if you want to find out, how many directories are all the directories which are out there, we just talked about the option. So find, so let's say you take a directory called as etc, and if I, so find etc. Previously I'm giving you the name, so hyphen name, you ignore the name and you just give type D and it gives you all, just give all the directories. Okay, this is how you get it. And if you want count, so actually what you have to do is you have to use a pipe symbol and give word count hyphen L. It gives number. Or if you don't want the number, if you just want the list, so this is the simple list. These are all the directories inside etc directory. And so I'm narrowing it actually slash etc. If you give slash, you'll find out more number probably. That is how you can find out.
Okay, Ravi.
In the same way, right? Like, if I do the find and do a long listing, right? You want to see who are the owners for the root. So is there a way that we can get that?
Yeah. So explore the options. You have them.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything is possible. Every possible situation you think about finding something, there is an option available in find command. Okay. So any other questions? Yeah. Okay. All right. So the next one is most widely used command, especially in Red Hat Linux. So there is also another command which is going to help you with the indexing command. So what is the purpose of this indexing command is, let's say, I mean, indexing is very simple. It's a basic fundamental, and it's a basic fundamental. Okay, so uh, you take a textbook or something, or you take a book, anything. Okay, if you don't have index, so how difficult for you to find out a particular topic is available in which page, right? It's basic, the index part. The same thing for your system as well. The find is actually entering into the system and finding out, and it is getting the result. So ours is a very small systems. Hardly we're using 10 GB, and we don't have any software installed. It doesn't have much of the files. So think about the real-time servers, which is having some lot of content out there, running for a pretty long time. Okay, so you'll find out a lot of files which are there inside the system. So the find command will definitely lag the performance because it is entering into the system and finding files and directories. So it takes time. Find command takes time. Okay, so but whereas Red Hat is offering another option which is called as indexing part, which is called as indexing part, which is locate command. Okay, so using the locate command also you can find out, but this is from the index. Okay, so index means basically you take the textbook, you have an index page, let's say some line number, the topic is there, and you go to that particular line number. So someone tore your that particular pages, and you don't find the topic, right? Ideally, you don't find the topic. You have to update the index accordingly. The same way here. So once after the index is updated, and let's say the files are removed, the index doesn't know about that particular one, and it always try to show the file is there, but the find command will never show you that file because the find is showing the real data, and whereas the locate command is showing index data. Okay, either you have to update the index, or if you are really looking for appropriate data, not exact data, so some real approximate values. So then locate command always helps you. Okay, so and locate command is 100% faster than your find command. Okay, because find has to go into the system and find out and do that. So that's the only thing. Okay, so let's get it. So deal with locate command and just give locate. I don't think so. The package is available by default, or oh, it is there. Locate start.conf. So these special characters always better to give it in double quotes, start.conf, and it is going to find out all the files inside the system which is ending with .conf, So you just got the same thing. like however whatever you have in vEditor. So now this is finding in the complete system. It's finding in the complete system. All right. So, but let's find out the difference between is it whatever I have told you is correct or not. Find takes time. Locate takes time. So locate will update its database once in 24 hours automatically. And if you want to update the database, you have or if you want to update the index manually, the database. So update DB. DB is the command which is going to update all the index in the system. It's done very fast because it's a very simple system, by the way. Okay, now find slash and a hyphen name. It's going to be start.conf. So how much time it is taking. If you want to evaluate with the time, so then there is a command called as time command. So just run this particular command with time. So it shows you the time it is taking up is so 0.26 seconds. 0.26 seconds it took. Whereas if you just go for locate and just give start.conf and you're looking for time and how much time it is taking. So 0.02 seconds and 0.26 seconds. So there is a but so there is a 100% difference. So this is completing in 0 seconds, that is completing in 2 seconds. Okay, it's faster because it queries from a small database. It's faster, but whereas find command is entering into the file system and finding out and fetching the information. Okay, so that's where this locate command sometimes really helps you in a big systems because if you enter with the find command, the system is already busy with so some other operations running inside them, like running some database or application. The system is already occupied. You're not finding out much processor so to process your find request. It will be always lazy. Okay, but if you want the real data, then find is a command. But if you want approximate data, then you have locate command is the option you have. Okay, so you can ignore this installation. So because we are using a custom image right now, and so this was prepared using a standard image which doesn't have the mlocate. But I have taken care of installing the mlocate as a part of that particular image as well. Okay, so that's about the same thing. Find command, locate your files and directories, whatever your criteria is. So if you want to know more options, you just go and you locate hyphen help, so that can help you. Okay, the next one is going to be so we are going to yeah, Anand. So less and more commands are also there to view the content of a file, nothing more than that. So sometimes I don't want to open a file with vEditor because it gives me a capability to edit the file. Okay, I don't want to edit the file. I just want to read that particular content of the file. So you have an option called as less password, and it will show you the file name. And the same case with more. Okay, so both does the same thing, but less has more options than your more command. I would prefer if you want to use those two commands, so then it is a less command use. So less, let's say you take a big file var log messages, because you can search everything. So you can search also / if I'm looking for a network. Okay, you can see all the words will be highlighted. The less is more so page down, page up, all those options you can do that, and queue to come out. Okay, so I would prefer to use a less command than more command. Okay, so less and more, less is better command than more. Okay, yeah, coming back, so the utilities, coming back to the utilities. So we use a lot of utilities during our practice of DevOps tools, and that's where we start with a command line utility, which is called as a command line browser, which is curl command. Okay, so curl is a curl is a command line browser, and it can browse the content of any URL. Okay, so for an example, you have here, so something. Let me pull some let's say call google.com. So call google.com. So you're getting the web page. You're getting the web page called google.com. So this is the web page. But google.com is actually redirecting to some other place, which is http://www.google.com. So you want to follow that. See, you hit google.com, so the web page, the browser is actually trying to take you to so this web page. But my command line browser is not really taking you there, because it is telling me, okay, so it is going to redirect here, but it's not really redirecting. So to follow the redirects, you have a capital L option. If you just give that, and you get the real google.com content. So this is the HTML content, by the way. This is the HTML content. Okay, so but if you have a so probably I can use this one, copy. So this is an URL. So you can take any plain text. So you can just go here and give call and you give this, and this is a plain text, and you can see the text actually on the browser. See this particular text on the browser. So HTML content is showing in the HTML format. So whereas plain text is being shown as plain text. So call is a command line browser, use a lot actually, so during our sessions, because we do download the softwares with call command. Okay, we do test our applications with call command. Okay, so that's how so the call command is famous, and we use a lot actually of this particular call command. The next one is using call. You can download any file also. Okay, so let's say I want to download a package. Let's go for tomcat.apache.org. I want to download a Tomcat. So here is a Tomcat version. So just click on download, and so here is a download link. So I'll just taking this particular link. So right click, copy link address, and so now you try to understand. So I was mentioning about during the V editor. So how can you copy from putty and paste it, right? So our in general, to talk about how do you see in your Windows machine, in your desktop, you're actually copying the content. Now you're going to paste it on your terminal, and how does it happen? So it is by using shift insert. It is by using shift insert. So how do you paste is shift insert, or in putty, a right click also can help you in doing the pasting. So if you press right click, whatever the content you have copied in your Windows will be pasted over there. So now if I just give call and I press shift insert, okay, I don't have insert button. I'm using an alternative in my MacBook, so which is a command V. That's okay. But if I just want to do that, it is shift insert, or it is a shift insert, or right click also will work for you. Okay, so and I want to save this file. So what is the options I have given here? So it is a small o and the file name. So I have to give small o, and the file name is let's say this is the file name. The same file name I want to give it. So you give it. Oh, okay. So tomcat.tar.gz. So now you see this. It is trying to download, and it is do ls. So it's going to go for tomcat.tar.gz. This file has been downloaded. So now if I want to ignore this particular, ignore this particular, if I want to ignore this particular file name giving, okay, if I want to give it completely, so or if I just want to give the URL and it should take care automatically, so the file name, so then what I have to do is copy link address. So use another option, which is call -O. So now what are the file name it is supposed to save? It saves in that particular file name. So you see this? So this is a file name. So previously it was save as in your Windows desktop also. You have right click save as option, and you can give your own file name. So that is this option. So small o. Or if you want to leave as is and you want to save it as a default file name, you just click on save. It downloads the file within the default file name. So then yeah, this is the option which you have. Okay, so these are the options which you have it in your call command. Okay, so curl is a command line browser which you have, and using these you can browse a website as well as you can download the files as well. Okay, clear? Any questions?
Vasu here.
Yeah.
Suppose if that link is having a username and password, suppose like Oracle support, can we have option to copy the link and provide the username and password to download?
Yeah, so it all depends upon how they're offering. So let's say we take, so we are providing you the recording, right? So let's say if I just go to global data, so my global GoToMeeting link. So this is actually, so going to take my authentication. Okay, I'll provide my authentication and just give it. And after this, I will, I want to download. So now it offers a download link, okay, so which is binded to my session basically. Okay, so if I just go for my meeting history, and if I want to download something, so copy, so here's a one, so I get the link. So but this link is also having some session information, and which this link is available only for some time. Having some session information, so somewhere attached over here, and this is available only for certain time. So in this case, you don't really require username and password. Okay, so because you're having that session one, you have some session ID. So session ID is already logged in over here, so it will understand so that so this guy is already logged in and you're able to download. But it all depends on the application. My intention over here to explain you is depends on the application. So this is one way, and some way, unless until you log in, it will never allow you to do that. So you can go ahead and provide username and password by using curl command, but this curl option should be accepted by your application. So curl -- help, so you can provide your username and password just by giving -u username. Somewhere you will find out. So here, yeah, -u user, and if you can just go for password, you can provide some password also somewhere. Okay, or capital U, so you can provide username and password, so directly in a single shot. So this is how it all depends upon the application and what are the way they offer. So in that way you have to and that way you have to use the options and download. Okay, it all depends upon the application, but every possible option is available with the curl command to download the files or download or so get the URL on the command line, fetch the URL on the command line.
Okay, thank you. And I'll also try it out.
Yeah, no problem. So any other questions? So following with the next commands, which we have over here is wget command. So now this is only a downloader. It doesn't have nothing much. So most of the people use as wget, but we don't use wget much. But people use as wget as well. For only this is only a downloader. That's all. So let's say you take some torrents related thing. So you take uTorrent or BitTorrent. These clients. So that's only a downloader. That's all. There is nothing. They just give the torrent file to it or some magnet URL to it. It just downloads the file. Okay, so earlier we used to have some downloaders like a download accelerator plus internet download manager. Okay, those are just downloaders. Like the same way in command line you have a downloader, just you wget and the URL, it just downloads that particular file. That's all. Just go to Apache and just do this, copy link address, view this, and you will be getting that particular file. Okay, so that's what happens. Yeah, so that's a wget option. So most people use these options also, but we prefer to use much of curl command for everything than including wget somewhere. Okay, so because curl command do the same job, I don't want to use that. Okay, and one more thing. So here, did you observe while I was downloading the file? So there are so many links which is available, but I blindly went to tar.gz file and I just used the tar.gz file to download. What is the reason? There is a reason for that. And the reason for that is, okay, so zip file is usually preferred for Windows. And and even you have some other packages which are, these are for Windows. So this is the only generic package which is available, and tar.gz, it directly indicates that is designed for your Linux operating system. So that is a tar.gz. I know if you find out any tar.gz files, so you can blindly say that those are designed for um, those are designed for um, Linux operating system, because in Linux, so tar is the default archive method which is available. Okay, like your zip is natively from Windows. Zip is natively from Windows. Tar is from Unix operating system, and now it is also with Linux as well. Okay, so that's how you have it. Okay, so that's the reason. So we'll that's how we have so tar files, and I downloaded the tar file. So whenever you find out any tar file, always use tar file, don't use zip. Okay, so always use tar files, don't use zip. But you don't find tar file, then use zip. Okay, then only use zip, otherwise don't do that. Now, so whenever, yes, go ahead, Srini.
Like, can you tell me, like, for the what is the difference between the PGP and the SHA?
So those are sums actually. Okay, so here, see, did you ever use torrents downloading? A simple question to you. Did you ever use torrents download?
Torrents download? No.
Yeah.
I use the PGP.
Oh, okay, so that's fine then. So see, first thing first, you have a 1 GB file out there. You downloaded that file. Are you sure that you have downloaded the right file? You have downloaded the right file. You downloaded the file, that's fine. But is it a right file, or someone hijacked and given a wrong file to you? The file has, due to some network disturbances, the file has downloaded or some content is missing. You have to validate that. Okay, so that's where these guys are providing this information. So now we can generate some on any file. So you can just generate some file. So here they are giving SHA 512, right? So SHA 512 of my some of my Apache, this one is giving this. Okay, now if you go for here, so you take the sum and you search for that sum. Here you search for that sum, it has to be same. Even there is a small change, one single byte change, your sum will completely change, and it doesn't matches, and that's where you can say that this file was not downloaded properly. The same way, so PGP is another protocol which you get the sum PGP signature. You can validate with PGP. Some commands are there. You can validate that as well and determine whether this file has been downloaded properly or not. So yeah.
Then what about the MD5 then?
MD5 is also some. There are a lot of algorithms, and SHA 512 is one, MD5 is another one. That's all.
Okay. Can you show me this, the PGP, the keys, right? Is that a key, providing a key or anything?
Yeah. So there is a method actually. So you need to install PG. I'm not sure, but you don't have that PGP command also available. Either of the one is fine. And PGP is usually available in Mac OS, I believe. I think in my Mac OS I should be having some PGP command. But generally, it's a simple way to use determine this one. So quite well, I always use this. But PGP is something for Mac native, I think. So PGP commands, or you can also install those things in Windows as well. So you just install those and understand how to validate a file, PGP sum. Okay, how to validate that, and you can go ahead and use that. So there is some guys already mentioned, yeah, Mac OS, PGP, nothing.
I believe PGP is with the keys, right? Like some guys who wants to protect their who wants to protect their any file to be downloaded, right? They have to provide a public key, you know. So we have to use that, I believe, something like that. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, it is a key only. You're getting given here also. You're getting a key, and it has to match.
So
And if you generate a file into a key, if you generate a signature basically of a file, it is generating in the key format. So this is, it's trying to generate in a key format only. And you have to generate a, so this file, if for this particular one also, it should, it has to be the same. That's what my understanding. So, but we need to read this to understand it. I never really tried this option. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was having a trouble with that, you know, because see, one of the downloads, right? See, when you're trying to do that, how do I match that keys and, you know, say that, okay, I'm good to, you know, be able to download, and this guy's okay, he's allowed to do that kind of thing. Okay?
Yeah, sum is fine. So this sum is also pretty fine
Some is okay.
because
Like, you know, after you download, you're trying to verify, okay, has been completely downloaded or not. Okay, but
got your point. Okay, so if you want to use some so keys in a secure way to download, so the key whatever they're offering, so you have to import this key and you have to download kind of approach then.
that's okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah. So where were we? Yeah, so generally, so those so those are the options to download the file. But as I mentioned, so we are trying to download we were trying to download the files. We usually download the tar file. So whenever you find out tar, always use tar command to download the files. So now, once after you download the tar file, how can you extract the tar archive? So because this is an archive, okay, so if you download a zip file, usually right click and zip, get the files the same way. So this is a tar file, and how do you extract it? So by using tar command -x and extract a file -xf extract a file, and you do this, and ls you get that. That's all. Okay, so that's how you can just extract any tar file. Just xf and the file name, you get it. Okay, so that's how it is going to take care. Okay, and we have this particular one, and we can use this content, and I can do my job. Okay, so usually download the tar files, extract them. That's what we usually do. Okay, if it is a zip file, you can use unzip file to download it. Okay, so let's say if I just do Apache star ls. So now if there is a zip file, so sometimes we get only zip files to download. So copy link address and just give call -O, just do this, and automatically downloads this one. And this is a zip file, so how can I do that is unzip and that particular file name. So just unzip that particular file and do ls. You can see this, you got that file directly. Okay, so this is how you can download and extract the files, or download the files, and sometimes is it archives, and you need to extract those particular files as well. Okay, so that's about so these downloading and extracting the things. And so today the last option which we are going to talk about is a pipe symbol. Okay, so first of all, any questions on this extraction or kind of thing? So I'm not talking about how to create that particular tar file. So I'm not talking about that because I never probably enter into any situation to make a tar file. But you have options, explore that, as I mentioned. So there are always more things about anything. So try to explore and you'll find. So from the tar command, so try to explore how to create a tar archive as well. Okay. Yeah, any questions on this so far before going to the next one? Okay, so the next thing is going to be pipe symbol. So pipe symbols is the one which we widely used in Linux or any Unix or Linux basically. So what these pipes are used to send one command output to another command. What pipes does is it takes the command output of first command and it sends to input as a second command. And if you use one more pipe, so the output of second command, the input as to the third command, like that. So your pipe symbol will do. So what a pipe does is a pipe is going to convert your standard output into standard input, and the commands those accept standard input can be only used with a pipe symbol. Okay, so that is also important. So people will feel every command will work, but that's not true. Every command will not work with pipe symbol. Most of the commands will work, but not every command. Okay, so now let's say here, so I want to fetch some content from a file. So now, or let's say cat /proc/ let's say meminfo, something like that. And so here I'm looking for some keyword, let's say something like swap. So now what can I do is, so let's say pipe. So the output of cat command should, I'm passing it to grep command, and I'll just giving like, so swap or swap. So now you see this, you're getting okay, all the words which is with swap. The same operation, you can directly do grep swap on the file, it's fine, but think about, so some command it is generating the output and you want to pass to the second command. In between you are using a pipe symbol. So what this pipe is doing, so converting this output and sending as input to this particular command. So what it is actually trying to do, so it is actually taking the output of this command and converting as input and giving to this command. So how that is done is, so in between you have a pipe symbol. Okay, so pipe symbol which you have here, okay, just try to understand a pipe symbol. So however you have it here, right? So they just explain. So the same way, so pipe symbol, it just go inside the pipe, so it converts, being converted inside the pipe. Okay, so it gets converted and goes into the input to the second command. And all the commands will not accept your so standard input, so pipes output. So for an example, so let's say ls, now ls password and pipe rm, let's say ls password, what you're supposed to give, it is giving the password output. Okay, and pipe rm, so what happens, this output of password should go to rm command, rm password should happen, and rm it has to remove the password file, but it is not really happening because rm command doesn't accept standard inputs. Okay, so that's how okay, you have to think about the command before you have to think about the command before using it. Okay, so under the pipes, most of the commands accepts pipe symbols, and you can combine multiple commands as part of this. Okay, so and next thing's a little bit administration from tomorrow's session, and yeah, with that we'll be done with the Linux concepts. Okay, so yeah, any questions on this so far? Would like to stop here and don't want to put much of the things in in big sessions. So would like to stop here. So tomorrow we'll talk about little administrative commands. Most of these commands will not use, but general there are we always use. We'll talk about those things, and we'll so conclude Linux tomorrow, and probably from day after tomorrow we start doing some setting up some project inside our Linux machines using so different servers in Amazon, and we'll talk about how they communicate and all those things. Okay, clear? Any questions? Any questions? So does anyone have still any problem in setting up your AWS accounts and creating the servers and connecting to the servers? Or does anyone have any problems? Okay, All right. So if no questions, I'm giving back you the time. So let's meet in tomorrow's session. So practice well and come back so that it will be easier. Thank you, and see you in tomorrow's session. Okay. Good day. Bye.